Hello, welcome to Tuesday Night Radical Action right here on the SRN. We're in the desert tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun out here at New Phoenix as the Radical Racing League takes on Phoenix and their fantastic format of these SR8 cars. I'm Sean Fitz alongside producer John Long, bringing you all the action here tonight. 85 laps at Phoenix qualifying just getting wrapped up. Let's take a look at the starting grid. Mariusz Lazinski, I was just commenting a little while ago how he was a little off pace in warm-ups, but he certainly found that pace now. He is on the top spot. Eric Still is going to start second. Cliff Ward, Joe Stetson starting in the top four. Dana Loud's going to round out the top five. Chad Lurdy, Jamie Jackins, Andy Abry, Alan Mewey, William Alcala going to round out the top 10. James Sullins, Tyler Bloom, James Langvin, Daniel Keith Jr., and Chris Hockley going to round out the top 15. Looks like everybody else, that's Chris Edwards and Lanty Mills, did not take time. I know this track configuration is not, I won't say it was not initially on the schedule. However, we were set to run Legacy Phoenix tonight. Instead, we are going to run the brand new ISM Speedway, and we're glad to be a part of it tonight here in the SR8s. Mariusz Lazinski, one of the fast drivers each and every week here, is looking to close it out tonight here at Phoenix, as the pace truck is getting ready to take these drivers around 85 laps tonight around Phoenix, with some opportunities to finish this race under green flag conditions with green-white checkers. These drivers are also going to have 2 resets. It's going to give them an opportunity to come down pit road and reset that car good as new, just in case something happens on track. These cars, if you were new to the SRN, new to iRacing, or not sure what the Radical Racing League is, they're using the Radical SR8 cars. These things are very fast, wide open, grippy, and very fun. This league has seen some fantastic finishes over the last several weeks that we've been with them. And it's been actually a full month or so here that we've been broadcasting on Tuesday nights with the Radical Racing League. And each and every week has been an exciting finish. And I'm sure tonight will not disappoint. Pace truck's going to go ahead and duck down pit road. That's down the backstretch here at the reconfigured Phoenix. And just like that, we're underway. Mariusz Lazinski is able to break out up front, get that car rolling. Eric Still's going to be second. Oh, we've got a car spun down in 3 and 4. We're still green flag. Mariusz Lazinski. Eric Still on the move, though, working to catch back up with him. Joe Stetson, Cliff Ward in the top 4. And Dana Lell up in 5th. Again, these drivers, as you see, trying to find some grip here at Phoenix. See a driver coming off pit road there, or actually needing to get down pit road. Taking it easy with these drivers, really cutting that dog leg. A lot of drivers during warm-ups are really taking it out near the wall. They're getting as much speed as they could off that dog leg as they work around Phoenix here tonight. And we got a fight for the lead. Eric Still underneath Mariusz Lazinski as they head off into 1. A lot of room given here, as Eric Still nearly clips the pit cone exit, or exit pit cone there. Able to hold it off. They're side by side down the front stretch. Still, Lazinski racing hard here up front, as they already are working in. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Lazinski goes spinning into the outside wall. Still green flag here, as Eric still assumes the lead. Cliff Warren up to second. And there it is. Caution's going to be out on the racetrack on lap 6 of 85 here at Phoenix. Again, under caution here is Eric Stills going to be in the lead. Cliff Warren, Joe Stetson, Dana Lau, and Andy Abry is going to round out the top 5. This caution is going to be for that incident there in turn 3 where Mary Slazinski had a little bit of help getting around there. He was able to make it to pit road, or actually he's still on the track here. Going to come down pit road, I imagine, under caution here and take one of those resets that we talked about. These drivers will have 2 opportunities tonight to come down pit road, make that car as good as new. How sensitive these cars are, very aero sensitive. It is basically a IndyCar light equivalent, and especially when you get that nose messed up or that wing out of shape in any way, it's going to really affect the way the car drives. These drivers are very close to each other week in and week out, with a lot of aggressive racing with one another, and you're going to want to come down and get that car fixed with one of those 2 fast repairs. That's why they are allowed in this league, is just because of how tight the racing actually is. Several cars elected to come down pit road. Joe Stetson started at the top 5. He's in his box. William Alcala is near the top 10 there and decided to come down pit road. Chris Hockley, this is his debut tonight, I believe. I know I was talking to Chris last night during OSR coverage here on the SRN, and he was excited to get involved with this group. And obviously, Mary Slazinski is going to come down and get that fast repair underway. Eric Still, Cliff Warren, Dana Lau, Andy Abry, and Tyler Bloom rounding out the top 5 here tonight, as we're under caution from a lap 6 incident. We're going to step away for just about 30 seconds. You're watching Radical Racing League action here at Phoenix on the SRN. Under caution here on the lap, or due to a lap 5 incident involving Mary Slazinski backing again to the turn 3 wall. here on the SRN with the Radical Racing League coverage. Pace truck lights are off. That's going to give me just enough time to thank some important people tonight. Kelsey's Cakes, Quacks Designs. You see their logos rotating on the bottom of the broadcast each and every week here on the SRN's Radical Racing League coverage. They have stepped up and become partners with the Radical Racing League, helping to bring you all of the action here for Season 2. Want to thank them for coming on board and being a part of this. Without them, it makes the Radical Racing League's job just that much more difficult to put on great shows each and every week, and without their partnership, we would certainly see the impact. So we appreciate them being here each and every week, and in gratitude, we put their graphics up there on the top right or the bottom right. Make sure you show them some love. The Pace truck should duck down pit road this next time by. Eric Stillcliffe Warren, first and second, as single file restarts in effect. They're gonna go green flag racing here on lap 12. And just like that, green flag is out. Wow, this field got really checked up towards the back. And that's around James Sullins and Alan Mui back here around 9th and 10th. They were able to get that cleared up. A lot of room here at Phoenix, giving these drivers an opportunity to make some passes or get things kind of straightened up in a manner that's a little bit more civilized. One of the drivers we're going to be keeping a close eye on is Mariusz Lazinski. He's the reason for this caution. He's back there at 13th, working his way back through the field. Tell you what, he's going to have the fight on his hands, though, as some of these drivers here are double file fighting it out. Around 3 and 4. That was William Alcala on the move. Just ahead of him is Joe Stetson. Just behind him, there's Joe Stetson as he got by. This is the fight still trying to sort itself out from the restart. That's Chris Edwards, Alan Mui, and James Sullins. Oh, little contact down the front stretch. If not, that got really close between those drivers. As we see Lazinski work in front of Mui here, marching his way back up through the field. 4 laps took him from the rear all the way back up to knocking on the door to the top 10. As I mentioned, Lazinski was one of the fast drivers each and every week here on the Radical Racing League. In the meantime, we're going to go up front because we're going to have a fight here. And we did. Dana Lell getting by Eric Steele for the lead. We do have a lead change here on lap 16. They're still falling back to second. Cliff Ward settled into third. Dana Lell won the Radical Racing League Invitational at the beginning of the season at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And Andy Abry sneaking his way up into the top 4. Talking to producer John prior to the race, these drivers in these Radical Eights here at Phoenix. This track is really smooth, offers a lot of room to make passes. As you see, Abry looks underneath Warren there through 3 and 4. Gives them plenty of room, a lot of space, a lot of track to run all over the place here. They're not always right on top of each other. However, something that these drivers are not exactly accustomed to is having to manage corner speed. These drivers are really having to navigate around this racetrack, even having to lift a little bit with how much grip and tight these cars will get. So these drivers facing a different track and type condition than they're used to each and every week. Dana Lell, there you go. Dana Lell's in the lead right now. 0.6 of a second, broken away a little bit from Eric Still, who led in the early going here. Andy Abry working his way up to the top 3 and showing some promising speed here. As we're approaching a quarter way through tonight's event, these lap times too are very quick here at Phoenix. Just about 25 seconds or so. We're looking through the field here. The majority of this group is single filed out. Hockley, though, looks like he's decided to pick a fight with James Langvin. They were side by side for just a moment. Hockley's going to settle back into 10th. That's a good run for that driver tonight. Your leader, Daniel Lau, just out here making it look easy so far tonight on lap 23. Let's ride on board with him for a full lap around Phoenix. Riding on board that SR8 with Daniel Lau. You heard him having to lift a little bit and downshift into 1 and 2. These drivers, again, looking for every opportunity, every piece of speed they could get while utilizing as much of this racetrack as they can. Looking on back through the remainder of the field here. Everybody single filed out. Let's run through the top 10. As I mentioned, Daniel Lau, your leader, putting on a show so far, showing he's got the speed to contend tonight. Eric Still is second. Andy Abry working his way through the field up to 3rd. Another driver having a good evening so far. Cliff Warren up to 4th tonight. Hanging around 4th. Warren started near the front row. Really hasn't made a whole lot of noise. Just tried to stay out of trouble there. Doing a good job of it so far. William Alcala, that's a driver who came down pit road during that last caution and elected to come down pit road. And you see him now. He's worked his way up to 5th. Mariusz Lazinski, the same thing. Came down pit road. He had to, though. Had a little bit of damage on that car. Had to take care of. Again, this was back on lap 6. Those two drivers elected to come down. They have worked their way back through the field. Mariusz running 6th tonight. Joe Stetson 7th. Tyler Bloom 8th. Christopher Hockley. We mentioned him a couple times tonight already. He's running 9th. And James Langvin. James, a relative newcomer to the group here with Radical Racing League. Having a nice, quiet 10th place run so far tonight. See what he's able to do here as we continue to tick laps away at Phoenix. Fight for position behind him. That's James Sullivan. Alan Mui fighting it out. Looks like they're going to settle in there with Sullins taking the top spot away. That's for 11th. Not missing anything out front. Daniel Lau just maintaining about a half a second gap over Eric Still. Andy Abry still comfortably in 3rd, just cruising around. Andy, though, showing he's got the speed, is putting up lap times faster than anybody in the top 5. That'll be something to maintain and watch here Hockley getting pressure from the rear here. That's Tyler Bloom on the bumper. Was able to hold him off. Hockley working his way up to 8th and setting sights now on Joe Stetson. Hockley running lap times there faster than Stetson over the last couple laps. It's going to be all about lap count at this point and how far he can climb through the field. This backpack here is fighting for a top 10. James Langevin leading that group, and on the outside, Sullins is on the move as they scatter like flies down the backstretch dogleg. They're going to be 3 wide, looking off into 3. Oh, a little bit of check up there. Sullins has to go high. In the meantime, Langvin's going to take advantage. They're 3 wide across the stripe, and there it is. There's a wreck on the front stretch. That's involving several cars back there. That's Chris Edwards, James Langvin. Jamie Jenkins involved there, as well as, yeah, Alan Moy. And caution is out for the 2nd time tonight on lap 36. We kind of seen that coming. They were fighting pretty hard there on the front stretch, and that is going to be a unfortunate set of events here as these drivers are going to come down pit road and get those repairs done. We're under caution here for only the 2nd time tonight on lap 36. A note to mention here, Mariusz Lazinski, who came down pit road about 26, 28 laps ago, is going to come down again, but he had worked his way up to 5th. As we see pretty much the entire field come down pit road, led by Dana Lell. I know we had a car stay out, but I believe that was a lap down car. Actually, it looks like those staying out was Langvin. James Langvin stayed out, and I believe he's going to inherit the lead here. We're going to see how this cycles out. He's going to come back down pit road. I do believe he's under that yellow line. We'll see if that happens. In the meantime, and he should bring Joe Stetson with him. He sure did. There we go. So with that being said, we're going to see how things cycle out off of pit road. We were covering the pit road exit watch there, but then we found out some folks stayed out. Looks like Joe Stetson is going to inherit the lead here. And I have confirmed that he did come down pit road. A very quick pit stop. Joe, I tell you what, must have been on the ball. That stop was about 5 seconds faster than anybody else behind him. A very solid stop, and that's going to put him up front tonight. The whole top 5 got a bit of a shakeup here. Our leader going into this caution, Dana Lell. He's going to restart through 3rd. Andy Abry's going to restart 2nd. One of the fast drivers, Mariusz Lazinski. Even though he came down a while ago, decided to come down again. He came out 4th. Solid run for Mariusz. And Eric Still going to round out the top 5 here as things cycle through. We got a driver right there in front of Joe Stetson. Is that Chad Lurdy? It certainly is. Chad Lurdy's going to get his wave around. He's not going to come down here. In the meantime, we're going to step away and bring you back green flag action right here at Phoenix. You're watching the SRN. 1 to go here. Joe Stetson out front. Andy Abry second. Single file restarts in effect. We're going to see the pace car jump down, the pace truck rather, jump down pit road as you see at the top of your screen. Joe Stetson, Andy Abry, Dana Lau, your top three as they come back. Green flag racing at lap 41. The top five. This is a Radical Racing League start if I've seen it. 3 wide through the dog leg. Dana Lau in the middle. Mariusz Lazinski on the bottom. Alcala getting squeezed up top. I believe that's Alcala. That is. Oh, we've got a driver into the wall. Several cars backed into the fence. Back here in turn 4. And that's Tyler Bloom. James Sullen's involved. Several cars just lost it coming through there. Let's take a look at the replay. Oh! It looks like Alan Mui made some contact with Bloom, but I think somebody else was up there already. I'm not sure who it was. There was another car on the outside wall there. Nevertheless, caution's out once again. That restart just did not fire off. They were 3 wide through the dog leg. That is Radical Racing League action here at Phoenix. Joe Stetson, your leader. Andy Abry, Dana Lau, Eric Still, Mariusz Lazinski rounding out the top 5. You saw Mariusz Lazinski on the bottom of that 3 wide situation with Dana Lau in the middle. William Alcala was up there as well fighting for it. And we're going to be under a caution here again on lap 43. Again, I want to thank our sponsors tonight, Quack Designs and Kelsey's Cakes, for supporting the Radical Racing League each and every week. Without their support, it certainly wouldn't be very easy to bring not only the broadcast in, but also put on these races week in and week out. And the Radical Racing League wants to generously thank those 2 sponsors for coming on board for season 2. Next week here on the SRN, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, next Tuesday night, the Radical Racing League takes on Lime Rock for 40 laps. Drivers going left and right. That'll be a lot of fun. You're going to want to tune into that. These cars are going to be really sporty around Lime Rock. A lot of road course action as the summer grinds on here on the SRN. Tomorrow night, drivers of OSR, that's Ohio Sim Racing, take on Dover. Xfinity drivers, the Premier Group, take on Dover tomorrow night. Last night's finish was a fantastic last 5 laps, and I'm sure the Xfinity drivers are going to put on just the same show. You're not going to want to miss that. 9 Eastern, 8 Central tomorrow night right here on the SRN. Any of your favorite streaming platforms we're available on. That's right, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. You could get tuned in and make sure you join in on all the action, including like, subscribe, comment. Do what you need to do to get connected to the community. Not only does the SRN appreciate the support and it helps us grow, but also it allows you to get notified anytime we go live with racing content. We're in talks with a lot of different folks down the season here. Dirt racing is a potential, so additional IndyCar races coming on board as well. Broke Sim Racers is going to run their Triple Crown event, race 2 and 3 in October. That's before you know what October's going to be here. A lot of racing action coming on the SRN, and we're super excited to be a part of it. Pace truck lights are still on. We should get at least one more lap of caution here. We're going to step away one moment and reset and bring you back all the action right here at Phoenix. You're watching the SRN. Pace truck lights are off. Again, he's going to duck down, and we're going to get another opportunity at a restart here. Single file in effect. Joe Stetson, Andy Abry, your top two. Dana Lell bringing him down. The top five bunched up real tight. Green flag back out here in Phoenix. Dana Lell on the bottom. Mariusz Lazinski on the outside. Oh, we've got a car spun all by himself. That's Alcala backwards against the fence. And caution is back out once again. That was Alcala spun around against the fence. Let's ride on board with Alcala through the replay. He may have had a little bit of help with that spin. Trying to find out exactly who that was, as Alcala's going to have some wing damage. I believe we found the helper here. Let's go back just a little bit. Mariusz Lazinski was on the outside of that group. Oh, that's certainly netcode, I do believe. Lazinski is having a rough night tonight after qualifying on the pole. Having some trouble here at Phoenix, involved in this incident as well. I'm not sure if he's got a fast repair left. If he does, that'll be his last one. In the meantime, Joe Stetson, Dana Lell, Andy Abry, Eric Still, Cliff Warren rounding out the top five. Under caution yet again here. We got past, or got through about almost 40 laps with just 2 cautions, and then we've had 2 back-to-back here in the span of about 10 laps or so. And laps are starting to tick down. These drivers only have 85 laps at tonight's regulation event. There is an opportunity for a couple green-white checkered attempts, but we don't really take those into consideration until we get there. Drivers are certainly running out of chances here with just under 35 laps remaining in tonight's event. Pace truck lights are out. They're going to get ready to go green flag here, lap 54. Actually, we've got a car going around on the outside. I'm not quite sure what that was about. That may delay the restart here. Oh, nope. Pace truck's going to duck down. Joe Stetson, Dana Lell. Your top two, Andy Abry out there in that green machine. And here they come. Green flag is back out at Phoenix. And we've got a fight for the lead. Dana Lell gets to the bottom of the racetrack. Through 1 and 2. We've got a three-way battle for the lead here as Abry now involved. He's on the bottom, not even on the track. Finding grip through 3 and 4. Dana Lell back to the lead. Abry's gonna settle into second. Stetson on the bottom, able to get by Lell through 1 and 2. Abry now looking as well. Side by side for second, but really this is all a fight for the lead here. Abry able to use that bottom line, get as much grip as he can. Not able to hold it down. No, Dana Lell's going to get on the inside. Stetson up front. 2 car links riding the bottom here at Phoenix. Let's take a look back through the remainder of the field. There's been we've got a three-way fight for the lead again. Dana Lell on the bottom. It's going to squeeze by. Stetson out of the groove. Abry's going to get by. That's going to bring the whole field back to him here. The action just heating up on lap 56. Cliff Ward, Eric Still, William Alcala, they're all up here for the top spot now. So much room at this racetrack. All these drivers here starting to single file out just a little bit. Everybody wore the new off the tires. That's Eric Still back there behind Alcala. This is 6th. This is pretty much the top 8. Whoa, tight racing back there as Christopher Hockley gets around on the outside. That's Chad Lurdy on the mix as well. He was on the bottom. Eric Still, he's probably going to need a new fire suit after that. Single file through the dogleg. Dana Lell takes him super low down by the wall. Andy Abry spreads it out a little bit. In the meantime, Joe Stetson, Cliff Ward are back there holding it out. Dana Lell next to our leader. They've turned it up here at Phoenix. Andy Abry all the way against the outside wall. Not cutting as low as Dana Lell. Abry trying to keep the speed in the car through 3 and 4. Big run as you see it there through the middle of that corner. He's going to bring him side by side with Lell once again. Dana Lell's running an entirely different zip code in comparison to Abry, going all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack. Oh, Abry followed him this time. 3 wide for the lead. Thought better of it was Joe Stetson. He was down there. He could have stayed there, but backed out of it just a little bit. We're less than 25 laps to go here at Phoenix, and the action is just heating up. I hope you got your drinks and your snacks. You're not going to want to miss the next couple minutes of action here at Phoenix for the Radical Racing League. Abry settled back out into the lead after Dana Lell has a slow 1-2. But they're still fighting it out. Dana Lell on the outside. Joe Stetson. Cliff Warren's back there waiting in the wings. Chris Hockley is up into the top 5. Dana Lell on the outside. Joe Stetson hanging on though, able to get by Dana. Dana, you can see him duck down. He's, as I mentioned earlier, is before we got to a 3 wide battle. Dana Lell He has been racing at a different zip code through that dog leg. You see him all the way against the wall. It was working for him. And he is trying to hold off Stetson here. In the meantime, Abry out front in the green machine. Got a little bit of heat. Oh, Joe Stetson making a move on the inside. Stetson all the way against that the inside wall there, running the Dana Lell line. Speaking of, Lell's back into the picture here. He's not gone very far. You can tell the handling characteristics started to change on these cars a little bit as the laps continue to tick down here at Phoenix. Mariusz Lazinski, we talked about some of the drivers here that were fast and had to, got caught up in a couple incidents. He's one of them. I believe he has reached his fast repair limit. He's currently worked his way up to second. We've got a fight for the lead again. Abry on the outside, Stetson on the inside. Heading off into turn one. Dana Lell starting to feel the heat behind Cliff Warren, in front of Cliff Warren. Tight racing with Cliff Warren. Dana Lell through 3 and 4. They managed to make their way through that. Hockley again in his league debut tonight, showing he's meant to be here, currently fighting for 4th. Abry outside. He has been sticking that outside line just a bit. Dana Lell, Joe Stetson up front. You see that outside line paying off right there mid-corner. He's got a bigger drive off, and that's going to pay because he's able to get to the line quicker. Dana Lell, though, is back into the picture as these two find it out for the lead. On lap 70 of 85, less than 15 laps to go in tonight's event here for the Radical Racing League on the SRN. The characteristics of this race changed completely after that lap 50 caution. Prior to, we saw a lot of single file. These drivers were kind of pacing around Phoenix, but after that, after this restart, they have been non-stop action, and this is the Radical Racing League we know and love each and every week right here on the SRN. Stetson, again, rolling that bottom, moving the line down just a little bit below that yellow line. No line rules in effect here. You can pass pretty much anywhere at this Phoenix racetrack. He's looking for the shortest way around, while Abry has a complete opposite strategy. You see him staying a little bit higher. As I say that, he goes low for the first time in 10 laps. But in the meantime, you see him enter high, maintain that high, get that run through middle of 3 and 4, pull alongside and really battle it out down the straight. Abry has been riding that outside line pretty much religiously tonight. He's looking for a little bit more speed in that Radical, though, as the laps continue to tick down, and he's got Lell on the inside. Lell, he has, as I mentioned, he has been running the different zip code. He's been running the infield practically here in Phoenix, working his way around the bottom of the racetrack through the dogleg all the way against the wall. And it's tied up front. Abry's still out there. He's still running that outside line. But Joe Stetson has picked up the Dana Lell line really low against that wall. As you see even Abry start to move down through mid-corner, trying to find some pace. Oh, a little squirreliness back there. I believe that was Jamie Jackins. A little out of shape. Abry having some connection issues, and that's probably not the spot for that. Dana Lell. That was tight through 3 and 4. They managed to pull it off, though. Jackins starting to Feel a little bit of pressure from Hockley back here as well. This is another tight fight all over Phoenix. Hockley out of shape coming out of 1. Able to hang on to it though, continue on. Eric Still, we saw him up front early. They're 3 wide through 3 and 4. That's Chad Lurdy on the outside. Chad is, he's just been there at the end the last couple weeks. And pulled off some pretty decent finishes here with the RRL. In the meantime, Joe Stanson, Andy Abry. Look at that, Mariusz Lazinski has worked his way up there. Our pole sitter is now fighting for the lead. They're 3 wide off of 4. Less than 10 laps to go. This is anybody's race. Stetson on the bottom, Lazinski in the middle, Abry high. Dana Lell cycled out a little bit there. Abry has to go extra high there. He's going to lose some pace. Mariusz Lazinski on the outside's rolling it in. Abry is looking for a little bit of a draft down the front stretch. Dana Lell working on that outside line as well. That's the highest I believe Lell has gone through 1 and 2 tonight. I'm sure he's looking for a little bit of pace as well. As Mariusz Lazinski up front. Your pole sitter tonight, he has been involved in several incidences. Has not caught a break over the last couple weeks. Is tonight the night? We're going to find out. Joe Stetson on the inside. Thought better of it, tucked back in. He's going to be there on the inside again as they go through 1. Abry, Lell fighting it out for second. That's Cliff Warren in the picture as well. The top 5 fight, fighting it out here for the for position at Phoenix. We're officially going to get the 5 to go signal that time by. There it is. 5 laps remaining here at Phoenix. Again, anybody's race here. These 2 drivers, Stetson, Lazinski, fast each and every week. Still side by side, they've been that way for several laps. It's all going to come down to who's going to be out front when the checkered flag waves. Abry and that green machine cycled back to 4th. Lell just hanging out in 3rd. I'm not sure he's got the car to get up here and make a move at the end. They're going to come across the stripe for 3 laps to go. Lell riding the bottom. We'll see if he takes that deep line through the dog leg once again. You bet. And he's dragging the leaders with him. And Eric Still's going to make contact with the wall. Caution's going to be out here at Phoenix. That's going to change everything as we are officially going to be in overtime tonight for the Radical Racing League. Let's go back and take a look here. This is Steele and Lurdy fighting it out through the dogleg. Oh, Chad Lurdy may have made a little bit of contact with that left rear, got that car out of shape. And caution is gonna be out. Well, I tell you what, this does change everything here tonight. I doubt we see anybody come down pit road. But something to keep in mind. Mariusz Lazinski. Oh, they thought about it, but something to keep in mind. Lazinski, who's currently in 2nd, has fought his way up. Has about 15 laps of fresher tires than our leader, Joe Stetson. Dana Lowell's in 3rd. Abry is in 4th. Cliff Warren's rounding out the top 5. Of the drivers that just came down pit road, some fast ones. Hockley's going to take 4 as he's on pit road. And Jackins, and it looked like had one other, I believe William Alcala may have come down. He did. That's a bunch of fast drivers there towards the back. That's like 8th on. Decided to come down. They're going to have fresh tires. They're going to have 3 laps to try and get it done here at Phoenix. Boy, I tell you what, we're going to bring you all the action right here on the SRN. We're going to step away, collect ourselves, and get ready for some overtime here at Phoenix. First attempt at a green-white checkered finish tonight for the Radical Racing League on the SRN. I'm Sean Fitz alongside producer John Long. If 85 laps wasn't enough, we're going to bring you a couple more. Joe Stetson, Mary Slazinski, Dana Lell, Andy Abry, Cliff Ward going to round out the top 5. Oh, by the way, there's fresh tires back in the pack as well. Who's going to bring this home? That Chevy Silverado's going to duck down pit road. Lazinski in that second place. I believe he's going to have the opportunity here as green flag is back. He's got fresher tires. Let's see what happens. 2 laps to go. Stetson on the bottom, Lazinski on the outside. Nothing has changed. Oh, we've got contact. That's Hockley and Abry going around. And there it is. Caution is out here in Phoenix. Not the position Hockley wants to be in after making his league debut tonight. He was one of the first drivers to have fresh tires. And is going to collect Abry. Gonna keep on rolling. In the meantime, oh, we may have had a fight for the lead here at the very end of that. Let's go back and take a look under green. What happened here at the front? Lazinski was able to drive by Stetson on the outside, brought Lell with him. And then the caution came out. And his producer John Long is jumping up and down over there. They almost did not get across the start finish line in time. We're going to have another attempt at a green-white checkered here. Mary Slazinski, your leader. Dana Lell, second. Joe Stetson, he's in a position that he hasn't been in about 30 laps or so. He's in third. He's going to have to fight his way back. As I mentioned on the restart, Lazinski has fresher tires by about 10, 12 laps or so. Could we be seeing those pay off for him? He is on his last fast repair, being involved in a couple incidences tonight, but out front or up front so far. Joe Stetson again, third. Cliff Ward is fourth. William Alcala in the top five. A lot of action pretty much all over the racetrack here. As I mentioned, Hockley had fresh tires and was on the move trying to get by Abry. They made contact. It's going to bring the caution out. We're going to try this again here in just a few laps for another green-white checkered attempt right here on the SRN. Attempt number 2 here in overtime tonight as the Radical Racing League at Phoenix action. Trying to get this one wrapped up. Mary Slazinski, your leader. Dana Lau up front. Joe Stetson in second. Joe Stetson in third. Who's going to have enough to finish it off? We're going to find out. Single file restarts in effect, but that hasn't slowed these guys up at all. Attempt number 2 into the green-white checkered. And just like that, the whole field gets checked up. Lazinski doesn't get a good start. Lell's on the bottom side by side through 1. Holding him tight there. Stetson drives deep, and they're 3 wide for the lead. Stetson slides in front of Lell. On the bottom. Oh, we've got a big wreck. And it's still green. White flag is out. And I believe caution's out here. I'm not sure if that came out before the drivers crossed the start finish line or not. We're gonna have to see what happens here. A lot of cars sideways. And we're waiting for the iRacing scoring to get caught up here. Currently, Stetson is leading. I think they're waiting for the pace truck to get caught up. Pace truck's there. We're still trying to sort out if this is going to be another attempt, or I believe it looked like from the broadcast they got across the start finish line. But that's going to come up to the scoring. And it looks like iRacing is going to call that just before the line here at Phoenix. So they're going to get to try it one more time. Stetson, Lazinski, Danilel in the top three. It looks like this caution was driven by race control here. I don't believe iRacing would have called that caution as they were across the line. So we're going to get our third attempt here. After an amazing three-wide battle there on the last, what was coming to the last lap. We'll get one more shot at this here. Several cars showing out now. After running out of fast repairs, Hockley is going to finish. Looks like Hockley is going to finish 14th tonight. Daniel Keith going to start, or going to finish 15th. Sorry, 16th. Daniel Keith is going to start or finish. Rather, we're gonna figure this out eventually. James Langvin, Chris Edwards, Jamie Jackins, all showing 2 laps down. I believe they were the ones involved in this in the event that brought out the caution. I know Jamie Jenkins was for sure. In the meantime, we still do have a handful of drivers here that's going to get ready to bring it back. They're going to have one more chance to get this right. They'll either come back to a caution flag or a checkered flag. One or the other. Who's going to be out front for it? Tell you what, that restart was not very clean. Lazinski did not get rolling well. Stetson was ready to go. So was Lell. That checked up the majority of the field there. But nonetheless, we're going to have one more attempt here at Phoenix tonight for the Radical Racing League. You want to get connected with this group and want to join in on all the fun, you can head on over to Facebook, do a search for the Radical Racing League. Racing every Tuesday night. Next week, Lime Rock, 40 laps, left and right turns. These cars are going to be a lot of fun to watch on a road course, and you're going to want to make sure you get connected to the SRN and not miss a lap of that action. Make sure you like, subscribe, favorite, do everything you need to do to get connected to the SRN on your favorite streaming platform. That's Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. We'd appreciate a like over on Facebook, on our Facebook page as well. A lot of racing action upcoming here. And it all starts with getting connected to the SRN. All right, pace truck lights are off. We've got one more chance at this. Stetson, your leader, Lazinski in second. William Alcala, he's up to third. Eric Still fourth. Danilel fifth. Not quite sure what's going on with the scoring order there. Nevertheless, You see Stetson on the bottom of the track. He's got to get the restart of his iRacing career here to bring home the win. And green flag is back out. One more attempt at overtime. Stetson got a good run. Alcala's on the bottom, though. He's on the roll. Lazinski against the outside wall. Alcala's going to be on the inside out of nowhere. Alcala on the bottom. Stetson gets out of shape. Oh, contact is made on the front stretch. White flag is out. That was Eric Still, Lazinski involved as well. William Alcala up front by a long shot here. Coming out of nowhere, leading the lap that matters. William Alcala is going to cross the finish line, your winner tonight. James Sullins is going to finish second. Tyler Bloom's going to bring home a third. Cliff Warren finished fourth tonight. Andy Abry is going to round out the top 10. Congratulations to Alcala, who, as producer John Long mentions, was a lap down two cautions ago. That just shows you to not give up. As you see, he's going to bring home the win here tonight, getting a little bit of love from Chad Lurdy and Andy Abry. We're going to step away here for just a moment. Get ready for post-race coverage right here on the SRN. William Alcala burning it down here at Phoenix. And I do need to make a correction. Alcala wasn't laps down. It was Tyler Bloom who was several laps down, or lap down 2 cautions ago, come home third tonight. Alcala, now this is something that's very interesting, as producer John Long reminded me. Alcala in that last caution went down and took 2 tires, and it was the front tires, and those are the ones that mattered. Your winner tonight, William Alcala. Congratulations, William, on that incredible finish there. Not leading a ton of laps tonight, but led the most important one.
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks of heartbreak, running out of fuel at Charlotte for the win, and then spinning at Rockingham, and just not having a good race last week. It feels good finally getting the first win of the season, and only taking the right front tire, actually. I only took 1 tire, and everyone was laughing at me, but a couple of people were like, that's actually not that bad of an idea. And so it worked out. A couple of the leaders, they didn't have enough fuel either. So just my heart's pounding out of my chest, man. Once everyone kind of started crashing in the back, I had about a second lead, and I was like, okay, I just got to just keep it safe, really. But I'm just so pumped for a win, especially after such a terrible week last week at Texas. But I'm ready to try to do it again next week at Lime Rock Park. I'm hoping to at least get a top 5. So let's try to go for it.
William, I tell you what, I had to chuckle as well, because you're the first driver I've ever heard take 1 tire on a pit stop and then drive their way through the field. Talk to me about that move you made down the backstretch, really taking it inside on those 2 fighting for the lead there. I don't even think they seen you coming.
Yeah, I think I heard them last second, like, oh, like Williams on the inside or the outside or something like that. And I was just like, because I knew that Joe Stetson and I knew the 2 guys in front of me, they were low on fuel. So I was just like, I just have to get like beside him or in front of him. and I think Joe kind of got into Marush's number 99, and they kind of got loose a little bit, and everyone just kind of bulked it up on the front straightaway with the white flag. But yeah, I mean the options there. Not gonna lie, I was a little bit scared coming back to the pack after that one tire pit stop, because the car kind of seemed to pull a little bit with that extra grip on the right front. So I was like, okay, like it's like this is either going to be a winner or a wrecker. So just super pumped for that win, man.
Ending several weeks of heartbreak tonight, William Alcala bringing home the win here at Phoenix. Congratulations, bud. James Sullins, having a relatively quiet night tonight. James, finishing P2. Talk to us about that last couple laps there. That had to be exciting.
Tonight was more surviving than racing. I mean, 3 green, white checkered attempts. It's just try to be there at the end, stay clean.
Absolutely. And so talk to me, you did manage your way through the majority of the race there, kind of, I won't say riding around in the back, but just kind of, as you mentioned, being very patient and minding it all there. Is that really the name of the game at this, or could you have been up front fighting for the lead as well?
I got caught up early in a couple of other crashes and used my 2 fast repairs. So by the end, I'm just praying for somewhere to go.
Understand completely. James Sullins bringing home P2 tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tyler Bloom, we talked about him at the end of the broadcast. Tyler, I tell you what, coming from a lap down, I believe 2 cautions ago, to bring home 3rd tonight, that's got to feel like a victory in that car.
I'm going to be honest. I have no idea how I just did that.
I can imagine. I can see where you would feel that way, but you certainly drove up there and made it look easy in those closing laps.
When I started practicing for this, like Saturday, Sunday, I thought for sure, I was like, I just want to make it to the end of the race, and for me to have an opportunity after making a dumb mistake on a restart early on in the race, getting 2 laps down, and just keep on battling, get a lucky dog here, lucky dog there, and that was a big part of getting the Stat Daddy Express to the front.
Absolutely. Tyler Bloom bringing home a top 3 tonight here at Phoenix. Good job, sir.
Thank you.
And just like that, another week of the Radical Racing League here on the SRN. I tell you what, I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. Each and every week, they bring the race to watch, and they certainly didn't let us down tonight. William Alcala again leading the last lap to bring home the win, and you watched all of it right here on the SRN. I'm Sean Fitz alongside producer John Long. We appreciate you tuning in tomorrow night, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, right here on the SRN. Going to bring you live coverage of Dover from Ohio Sim Racing's premier drivers, the Xfinity Group, right here on the SRN, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. You're not going to want to miss that. Until next time, see you later.